Match day 33.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving for glory.
Yo, welcome back to Diving for Glory, a podcast that looks at football as an obsession. I am your host, Pep Corciola, actually trying to recover from a week of agony, comedy, and 2 ransackings. G, Sir Solomon, what up?
Feeling better than Pep Guardiola.
Oh, man. Awful, dude. This week, Man City look history in the face and turn away in horror. Atleti finally do something besides lose to Real. The dream stays alive in Napoli, just barely, and PSG continue to provide us with comedic fodder for years to come. Also, a recap of EPL La Liga as well as the European quarterfinal previews and reviews. And as always, the prestigious and egregious D4G awards section. Diving for Glory is now posting every Monday on iTunes and divingforglory.com. And now you can also find us on YouTube. Video D4G coming soon. Follow us on Twitter at Diving for Glory and Facebook as well. Follow it, hashtag it, like it, whatever's clever, man. All right. Adjust the cup, jerseys tucked, boots lace. Diving for Glory, let's go. Actually, let's not go. I don't want to go. Fuck this first game.
Where we going?
Manchester City hosting rivals Manchester United. A win would have given Manchester City the title in their face, and halfway through it looked like it was going to happen. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, they had to pour the champagne out of the cup. These dudes.
Awful, dude.
The city of Manchester, who was blue for the first half and red for the second. It was quite a performance on both ends, and it ended up being somewhat of an instant classic.
It did. As awful as they were in the second half, they were as amazing in the first half. United just looked toothless in the first half, man. Like,
it looked like they just switched characters in the middle, and like the team that looked terrible in the first half just came out fighting. Like Paul Pogba had his breakout Manchester United game. I was tired of hearing people talk about just how much space he doesn't cover and how much he doesn't defend. This is why they got him, and in the second half, apparently somebody told him that.
First half, 0 shots. 0 shots on target, obviously, if there's 0 shots. Absolutely nothing, dude. Like 1 corner kick. They got doubled up in like total passes. Like they weren't even present for the first half. Shout out to Ilkay for that ill fucking turn and a goal.
That spin was beyond ridiculous. And the Sterling assist, even though it must be said, Raheem, the dream, was quite a nightmare this weekend.
Oh my
Should
God.
have been 5-0 at halftime with the 2 goals, one of which Company... Dude, Company and Smalling have history. Like, this is the same as, like, somebody was telling me, big shout out Benji. He was talking about how in 2012 when they played, Smalling was guarding Company on a corner. He scored, and then later in the game, Smalling scored. And this is, you know.
Real quick, though, we'll cover the other debacle a little bit later, but this is Raheem Sterling is basically, that's Liverpool winning twice. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, sitters. Like, this game could have been 4-0 done at the half.
Yeah, 4-0. And the thing I don't understand about Raheem is you're obviously not good at the one-time shot. It goes off target. Why don't you stop the ball? Like, control it and take shot. Why does he take so many one-touch shots that go over the goal? Like, you obviously not qualified to do that.
He reminds me of a basketball player that does not have a left hand because he does not have a left foot, and he blew one of them because he just tried his fucking hardest to put it back on his right foot. It was awful.
But even on his right foot, like, for as fast as he is, it takes him a long time to control the ball, and that can sometimes be dangerous, and that's why he's a streaky player. He's on and off. Like, it takes him a lot of chances. Raheem, you're gonna pay the price. Like he got a lot of goals from him, and it's good. And Pep coached him up, and he's really improved him. But you still have to deal with these moments if that's who you have.
So I feel like I've seen this though a few times in regards to this particular matchup with these two coaches, where it's really a tale of two halves both times. United will look absolutely dominated in one half, and then they'll come back and like surprisingly kind of give it to City in the other half.
In this game, the surprising thing, it felt like after they went in at half 2-0, he just let the reins go because they were playing street football in the second half, and they just kind of went at him, and that's when they do their best, But like in the first half, it looks like everybody was so afraid of getting caught out of position if they move forward.
They were afraid. They looked afraid.
They were pinned back by lack of like decisive movement. And
so we can critique Josie and Pogba all day, but Josie was, after they scored that second goal, man, he like pulled Pogba over to the side. It's like, yo, we need to fucking respond. It's like, hold this shit together. And then supposedly, according to all the other reports, the halftime was very much in the same. The halftime speech was very much in the same vein, and it showed, man. Pogba came out like a monster.
Came back like a monster. Not even just the goals, but like the attitude and how he went at Otamendi and Fernandinho and all of these guys that are like well-known bullies basically in the Premier League, and they all one by one backed up, and he took over the game, and he started looking the 6'4" that he is by the end of the game. He looked like a giant.
So, I look at this like two ways in a weird kind of, as a City supporter, like it would have been nice to go into the Champions League match, riding the high of a title. But there's also like, man, we can now they should go into this match like pissed. Like they have to show some grit here, show some fight. Have to. Or your season's like a half and half success. I don't know.
I don't think that, especially Manchester City, any season that you're gonna win the league is considered a meh season, but
historically, I know what you're saying, like, but the expectations.
I know the expectations, but Champions League is revered because of how hard it is to win.
No, I agree. Champions League is a much tougher proposition, but it's certainly what Pep has been brought in for.
Yes, a disappointment, but if Pep is here the way he was at Bayern Munich and he won the title 3 straight years and didn't win the Champions League, then
a little different though. You're right. It's a different proposition for sure. You'll kind of take that. You're not going to fire Pep behind 3 straight fucking EPL titles.
They're winning the league by a lot.
Yeah.
He's managed the team through some injuries, and the Champions League, like I said, it's just a great proposition, man.
Yep. I never bought the whole idea that Liverpool was this favorite or something. Like I felt like it was the worst possible draw for City. And then sandwich in between all these particular games.
I don't know if I go as far as to say it was the worst possible.
In my opinion, it's just a bad matchup for them, man. Watching the other two matchups.
Even though it's 3-0, like Manchester, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, no?
I mean, I agree, and they're tough teams. I just think Liverpool and Klopp in particular have it. They have it. They have it for them.
I agree.
But you can say the same about Real Madrid.
What I'm saying is, like, if Liverpool sees it with who they have, then Real Madrid is just like a more counter-attacky team of the same style.
Agreed.
But anyways, yeah, they give him fucking fits.
Yeah, I didn't even the 5-0 in the beginning of the season looked like
also
Mane got sent off.
But I think once they
were
scored after you could tell that wasn't the real story when that happened.
Yeah, and
they got him, and they early in the season, that's what City was doing, was that if you opened up, they'd fuck you up like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of Pep's teams, like the steam has kind of come out of it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while, and you need to manage a way for Pep to hit your peak as a team somewhere around now, because even with Barca, and then later with Bayern Munich, even worse. But like with Barca, they would always like stagger to the end, and
I remember reading a number of years ago that was like his physio philosophy was to try to get the team peaking around this time.
Around March, and then like
it's good in theory.
Now it's around past the time they're supposed to peak. It's like November, and then like the February to March time, and then after that, but after
that, you just got to grind it.
Like just be like you have a huge team. Like they should just be going.
Yeah.
I don't understand why like so many of your guys look a step slower. Like first of all, Kevin De Bruyne plays way too many minutes.
Way too many. Agreed.
And he's not looking like Kevin De Bruyne. He's still nice, but like the dominance that he has, he needs to sit a few games. Like those kind of things would have been a good move before the Liverpool game. And I think then again, playing him in the Manchester game was unnecessary, I thought.
I also, like, there's this weird thing that he's kind of switched up where he's playing Ilkay and Fernandinho together, and he hasn't really done that that much this year. He plays them almost in the same position, so it's almost like a one or other type deal. I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, to be honest.
Yeah.
But hey, it's tough out there. It's tough out there. You fucking win. They won 27 games.
And the City game was like, it's not about who and what the formation was.
No, it wasn't.
They turned off at the same time that Manchester United came out like, this is our season in this half, and they were hype. And they thought they had it in the bag, so they turned off and they got smacked around. And
it was a chippy game, and I'll definitely say, miss PK at the Atkinson was awful. I thought Atkinson, old fucking ass, was awful. Sorry, Arsene, for my age discrimination, but he was, and that was a clear PK on Aguero at the end.
There's a penalty. Can't feel too bad. Aguero has won many penalties that he hasn't learned too, so.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it happens. But, let me complain. Let me bitch a little bit. God damn. But with all that being said, man, this just staved off the inevitable. Manchester City cannot clinch. They need 2 wins now, so they cannot clinch next week unless United drop points. Again, staving off the inevitable. Go ahead.
Interesting point I wrote in my notes. Man City played a 4-3-3 with a false 9.
Yep.
And United played a 4-3-3 with a fake 9.
With a fake 9?
Yeah, that's fucking Lukaku. It's a big game. He's done up.
Done up. Yep. Yep.
Where was he in this game too? That was the question.
Yeah, he didn't offer much.
Yeah. Even Alexis had a shot, a goal, and an assist.
Alexis had a decent game.
He had 2 assists, and that cross to Pogba was wicked.
Pogba, yep.
The Herrera chest to Pogba
that was nasty.
It was actually a week, including the Champions League, and we get to a lot of the games, but it was a week of very, very, very beautiful goals.
And it was. Manchester United sit second place, kind of locked in there almost. They're 4 points up on Liverpool, and they have a game in hand. 13 points back of Man City. Either way. Man of the match.
Paul Pogba.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Yeah. He showed up. He balled out. Like, he just did his fucking thing.
He took him on his back and just went at it. Give me the ball.
And then to hear Mourinho like, we need that Pogba every week. We'll play him, right, motherfucker? Don't, like, you had 2 covers in the back, and you had him free, and, like, shit made a difference.
At the beginning of the season, I was saying Juan Mata would generally be benched a lot because he wouldn't fit into Paul Pogba and Matic, and we need Herrera. And he was playing Mata, and yeah, it's nice, and I really like Juan Mata. I think he's a spectacular player, but like from Mourinho's system, like they wouldn't both fit together. And now that Herrera and Matic were performing behind him, and he decided that apparently April is a good time to start working.
Ding! That singles. Let's stop talking about Manchester fucking United. I actually text our boy Jake from drunk texted Jake the other night after the game. I had a knife to a caricature of Paul Pogba, like, this is how I'm feeling right now, son.
Does he wish he went to Manchester to watch the game?
Yeah. What happened, Jake? What happened? You faking, son.
He's a fan, though.
You're not an Old Trafford United fan, chump. Anyway, respect. Moving along, man. Another derby in La Liga. Atletico hosting Big Brothers Real Madrid. Came away with a point. It's better than what it's been like.
I don't know if Madrid came away with a point, but Atletico it was funny. It was a game of beautiful goals and funny celebrations. Did you see the Tony G celebration?
No, what do you do?
So there's this new game called Fortnite that all these basketball
the
players
Twitch.
and
Yeah, I know
everybody
about it.
So he did the take the L dance after he scored.
Oh, really? Oops.
So even though they just took the draw, but
this
another game of nice goal. Ronaldo, fucking
man.
Ronaldo did.
Yeah,
like,
off a nice cross, caught it, didn't even let it hit the ground, and just put it where he couldn't get it.
Yeah, it's been a great week for Ronaldo, but I'd like to say, apparently Messi heard about his bet because he's not getting any closer to winning the Pichichi.
Nah, I don't think that's happening, man. That's not going to happen.
It might.
Because he's a poacher, and they'll give him the goals.
He'll go for 4 against the Governor Jack.
He'll give him the goals. You're right about that. I wonder who took the bet. That's the real question. Benzema in there hating.
Probably like with Sergio Ramos. If he wins, he gets nothing. If he loses, Sergio Ramos slaps him.
This unfolded though pretty much prototypical to this matchup. 30 shots for Real Madrid, only 9 for Atletico. 21 shots in the box for Real, man. Like,
but even through all that, Atletico's special defense is so beautiful. They only had 8 on target total.
Yep.
All those shots. But the funny thing is, this not the funny thing, but an interesting thing about Spain is this year. Spain is very. You know how England, a lot of the teams are playing the 3-man defense. Spain has been playing a lot of 4-4-2, and this game played out like that. Like they had Diego Costa and Tony G starting up front for Real in the big man little man combo. They had Bale and Ronnie, whereas again in the midweek they had Ronaldo and Benzema. Now they had Bale and Ronaldo.
Bale balled out.
That was a wicked cross for the assist. Ronaldo got pulled. It seemed a little prematurely. I think he should have played, but because especially since like they've done
Champions League.
Yeah, they put him to sleep. Like he basically kicked the shit out of the whole city of Turin.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Atleti also escaped an early possible PK. Man, they stepped on Cruz in the box. That was but they both had chances later in the game to score and like missed pretty big opportunities, man. But was it Jan Oblak?
Yeah, Jan Oblak.
Boy, it's serious, man.
Yeah, he's actually one of the top goalkeepers right now. The funny thing is, I think Zidane should have treated this game like more of a derby and put out his team. Like Ronaldo gets pulled for Benzema in the 64th minute, and then Modric and Isco come on in the 72nd minute. You don't come on into this game like that. Like you have to, like they have to either start, or if you're gonna bring in somebody, you gotta bring in somebody rough. Like they couldn't get a grip on the game because it was just being played at Atletico style. They would let them shoot, they'd do all that, but like you were always uncomfortable. And it was pure Simeone, and getting a point at the Bernabeu is fucking awesome. It's just a terrible time because it doesn't help them any, but
no, it was the only winner here was Barcelona. Also, so this ends a run of 6 straight wins for Real Madrid. Atletico remains second place, and Madrid fall to 4th place actually, but that's temporary. I believe Barcelona play Valencia next week.
I mean, be that as it may, Valencia level on points is ahead of them right now. Like,
I think they're 1 point up.
But what I'm saying, level on games. Like nobody has. Like now, everybody has played the same amount. And they'll probably make it up at some point. And Valencia, like you're looking at the Barca game, which is the next game coming, but like they'll probably lose it to like Eibar or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
But how turned on do Real Madrid remain, and what teams does Zidane keep putting out when they get to the semis? You know, for the 3 games around those semis, like what's going to happen, like those kind of things depend on it. But like Real Madrid third does nothing for that.
No, it doesn't. It's very. I don't know, and I think
the gap between like 4th and 5th is so big that like they guarantee Champions
it doesn't matter.
Next year.
No, I understand.
Fuck.
Yep. No, absolutely. Valencia keeps doing it, shooting 3 times a game.
We'll get to them later, but like they continue to beat the stats. Like, analytics need to talk to Valencia.
Who's your man of the match?
I'm gonna go with Antoine Griezmann, just because when Ronaldo scored, it felt like here we go again. And Antoine Griezmann kind of just stepped to the challenge, and it was 3 minutes later that he busted the ball.
There was
and he did the dance like Diego Costa, and then we're just standing there laughing while he's like kicking his legs all over the place and hopping.
There was a toe offside on that play. But whatever, it misses. It happens.
Games are played to the whistle, and now it was not offside.
Yep.
Now it was a goal.
Yep.
Dude, it feels like a fucking conference room. What's the fuck up the music, man?
All right, moving along to Serie A, and one of the only title races. Well, the closest title race still is a title race, Serie A.
Napoli. Next to Germany, you mean?
Yeah, right.
Because they're all at 0 in Germany for next season.
For next season, right? Yeah. Napoli, man, keep the dream alive with a fucking miracle 2-1 over relegation battling Chievo Verona. Tell us about it.
Chievo have a dude called Stepinski who almost Stepinski'd all over the Napoli's dreams. They couldn't lead in the second half. But a guy who I was really excited about when they got him, but then suffered a series of injuries, and you're annoyed.
I so much, man. So sorry.
You gotta just kind of figure it out. Don't rush it. Like, it's annoying shit that you
Yeah. All right.
Alright, we good?
Yeah.
So, Arak or something, Milik, they got him Arak Milik. They got him from Poland as the striker. He came off of the bench, but like when they got him as a primo purchase, you know what I'm saying?
Talking about Milik?
Yeah, Milik.
Man, how'd you pronounce that first name? There's a lot of consonants.
That's how I was fucking it up. I was like, Arcadius or something.
Arcadius? Okay, anyway.
Arak. That's what they called him. Arak Milik. So, that dude, when they got him, everybody was excited about it, if you remember. And he did his ACL. So he missed the whole year last year, and he's been just now recovering. Mm-hmm. And not only he comes off the bench and scores in the 89th minute, but playing alongside him on the team in midfield, Amadou Diawara, who came in because I don't know if Jorginho is suspended or injured, but he was not in this game.
Yeah.
And he held out the position and actually scored the 92nd minute winner.
So to paint this picture, man, like Napoli's like basically all over them statistically. 33 shots for 12 on target to 2.
And even the Chievo goal is like more a Koulibaly fuck up than anything else.
Yep.
So it was an anomaly, but
it was a they played it out of the back pretty poorly. The goal was nice though.
The finish was good.
The finish was nice.
The opportunity should have never been there.
Absolutely. Scoreless first half. Dr. Dries missed the penalty at the 51st minute. And again, this is starting to be a theme, and maybe it's just a theme in football that I've never picked up. But like super subs, man, two people that scored were both substitutes. The guy you mentioned, Milik.
Yeah.
Yep. And the first goal, Stepinski, was also a sub.
Absolutely. And Milik was coming out of Poland. Is actually still supposed to be like the heir apparent to Lewandowski. And he's actually very talented and like a wicked number 9.
Yo.
They're gonna be like they're playing this adjusted 4-3-3 because he got injured. And they moved Dries Mertens up into the false 9 position, and all of a sudden he started scoring. Like, he's actually a winger.
Yeah.
So next season, I mean, this season, however it ends, is going to be beautiful, whatever. But if Sarri comes back, the coach, and if this team stays as is and adds a couple of things, I think that they should step to the big boys.
Quick shout out to Insigne on that pass for the to Milik. That shit was beautiful.
You know what I like about Napoli is that, like, they play a spatial awareness kind of game, but, like, the style of football they play is very basic but so much fun to watch. It's intricate, but it's simple. And, like, they're trying a direct approach. They move the ball, and you make the passes instead of just, like, tiki-taka. The concept is that you take your guy on, then when it collapses, then you make the quick pass. So, like, a lot of the times you see them stop the ball, take a guy on, and then make the pass. And it's, like, fun to watch. Their dribbles are always good.
I definitely want to shout out goalkeeper of Chievo, Stefano Sorrentino, because he had some fucking awesome saves in this game.
They were saying hockey, he stood on his head.
Hell yeah. And let down by the teammates, in my opinion, dude, because the second goal was
I think the 89th minute tying goal kind of took the wind out of them, and they were like, okay, fuck it, we got a point. And no, they didn't.
No, and they needed it, man. So Chievo miss out on crucial points, and they sit 15th, only 2 points clear of relegation. Napoli stays in the Scudetto race, down 4 points to a victorious Juventus.
It's done, man.
You keep saying it, and I'm just hopeful, man. I want Napoli to win this shit bad.
I want Napoli to win it also.
They still got the game with them, but I mean, I hear you.
But what I'm trying to say is, Juve just got eliminated.
Yeah.
There's none of those things that you were talking about. Oh, with playing in Europe and that. Nah, they just gonna both be playing.
It's done. Yeah.
And when they start both playing once a week, Juventus is gonna fuck up everybody. And they're kind of embarrassed that they got roundhoused by Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, Napoli can't drop any more points, and they have to beat Juventus.
And hope that
loses or draws again.
Draws another game. I think it loses because I think Juventus is goal difference.
Goal difference.
Superior too.
Yeah. So, man of the match.
Man of the match, I have to go with Mr. Amadou Diawara because he held down the spot as a substitute of a guy who is currently one of the top players in Europe and also scored the winning goal in that game. So, like, he hasn't been playing a lot of football. To come in and do that, be on the winning team was really impressive to me.
Yeah, I got Insigne, man. 10 key passes, 4 big chances created, the assist, major.
Absolutely. Like, he had a good game, and I mean, he had a great game, actually, but they had so many opportunities that, like, the stats for the whole team is, like, beautiful, too. Like, 8 shots, and, you know, like...
Yep.
But anyways, they all deserve credit for that particular game.
For sure.
Milik, too, like, coming off the bench and scoring the goal, like, big up.
Yeah, no doubt. Napoli staying in the race, moving along. Another team in another league had a chance to sew up their league, and they did not. Perfect example of diving for glory happened in this game as well. PSG, though, brought it comedically home to a 1-1 draw to Saint Etienne. And in all honesty, Saint Etienne should feel hard done to not get a fucking 3 points in this game. They dominated PSG, basically.
At the time the PSG started waking up and getting their opportunities, it should have been actually like 4-0 Saint Etienne. They took it to them, like, they dominated them in all the stats, and not all the stats, but like they doubled up on them on shots.
Yeah,
like on
that's
PSG
amazing.
In the French league, like they had 11-3 corners. Like, PSG only had 3 fucking corners in a game in the French league. Like, I wish they could give Saint Etienne 4 points for this game. Like, they came and showed that if you're well coached sometimes, you know, consistently over the course of the season, they're going to win the league. But as a small team, you should be able to get these kind of points every once in a while with a good coach. And Saint Etienne has that. And they went at them. And they were helped by what looked like their player, actually. Kimpembe was kind of retarded.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. The red card, right before half.
Yeah, and he got saved by a nipple, man. Because Ariola made the penalty save.
Man, ball don't lie though,
Just
man.
standing out there on the sideline like, that's my nipple! That's my nipple!
Dude, I was gonna say, man, the PK that was missed though, like, dude, like, he had his arm on him, but then as soon as he let go, like, my man was like, oh, I'm going to ground. Like, he took the dive. Hey, ball don't lie though.
Yeah,
Missed the penalty.
that is true. But at the same time, the kid was all over the place. Kimpembe was undone in the game. Like, a veteran striker, whatever, midfielder is going to know that, and that's what's going to happen. That's the part about it. Like, yeah, you're right. He shouldn't have done whatever, but, like, during the game, they're going to...
I think I missed that he was the one that committed that foul, actually. And then got the red card for crushing a dude's ankle later, right before the half.
Exactly.
Like, damn, son.
Like, he's really hard to defend in this game, actually.
So, Mbappe, Pastore, Cavani, fucking awful in his game.
Yes. Mbappe gets a pass because he's been fucking spectacular since Neymar went down. Pastore completely shit for most of the game and then gets subbed off for Cavani to come on. But Di Maria had his, like, you know, Di Maria knows when it's not the big game and he was going to play. Play him against Marseille or something and call it a day. But fucking Diarra is still playing in midfield. Like, they signed him in January. He was like in some fucking shit team in France, and like, dude, the gap between the superstars and the shit guys at PSG feels like a MLS franchise tag player or some shit, dude.
Diarra is playing in Mata's position, right?
Huh?
He's playing in Thiago Mata's position, right?
Yeah,
39-year-old Thiago Mata that we brought.
He's bringing the youth to the position.
Dude, I mean, we ID'd that earlier in the year. It's just a problem for them.
Thiago Silva in the back has to go too. Like, he's slower than he used to be by like 2
Absolutely.
steps. Like,
Absolutely.
Marquinhos, like, he's really doing good, but he's hit 32. Like not 32, but like he has hit 30 also.
Yep. Cavani missed an absolute wide open goal.
And then he missed the other one.
You missed the what?
And then after that, he missed the next wide open.
I didn't see that one. Really? Oh my god, dude.
But yeah, the
you're like a 5.8 rating.
And like the fucking, I mean, that's. I would argue with the statisticians and say that it should be less because, like,
there should be weight.
Doesn't apply for
there should be weight to the moment.
Yep. Yeah, and Higuain now coming up, Dybala. Yeah. Like, there are certain guys that are not stepping up to the front when it's their time to shine.
You made me think of American football. How they've adjusted that QBR to like actually like, you know, you get more
last 2 minutes and all that.
Hell yeah, which makes total sense.
Exactly.
So with all that being said, we go in the what was this, extra time? Fucking extra time as Saint Etienne still up 1-0, about to take these 3 points.
Off of a Remy Cabella goal, we'll come back to him because he has been one of the best players in France this season. Yeah. But yeah, and then after that, they defended, they attacked on the counter, they went after them. Like, Saint Etienne should have had 3 goals. And then no.
And then Arsenal rears its ugly head.
I know, and then they completely Arsenal it at the end, and they got, ironically, Debuchy, who scored a magnificent own goal. That's why, like, Mbappe also gets another pass, is because, like, he made that play happen. But
it was awful.
It was completely retarded.
Just get the fuck out the way, homie. Just get the fuck out the way. What are you doing? I mean,
funny thing is, earlier in the season, he won like League Player of the Week or month over Neymar. Debuchy. So that was
bullshit.
him.
The bullshit.
Yeah, give it back, Debuchy.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, he's like, nah, man. Even his name is Debuchy.
That's what I'm saying.
He gave it to them. Oh, done.
Anyway, man, again, delaying the inevitable.
There is no delaying the inevitable. There is no man of the match for me.
I have the announcer. That's who I have written on my.
Actually, Remy Cabella, I give it to you. You did really good, beautiful goal, but
missed PK.
Yeah, he also missed
hard.
the PK. Areola, I guess, but like, you can't give man of the match to Areola.
Man, like I said, delaying the inevitable. PSG go to host Monaco next week, I believe, and can wrap the league up there. Again, it's just a matter of time before they do that. That was a fun little comedic interlude they brought us.
But how funny would it be if Monaco now, off the back of this, beats PSG next week?
That would be awesome.
Now, there will be so many. Like, first of all, what's his name? The coach is known to be a sitting duck. Like,
Unai. Yeah, he's done.
They're saying that today it came out that Tuchel,
yeah,
whatever, has agreed, but I don't understand it because the guy is not meant to coach.
No.
First off, I don't understand the big deal about that dude.
Yeah.
And secondly, he's good for a small club because he doesn't care about the personalities and the egos.
No, PSG need a big personality, man.
Yeah, that can like massage these motherfuckers' egos and just get them to play.
And somebody they respect too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Unai, like, fuck you, Sevilla, fuck you.
Yeah, like he didn't even have a Madrid stint or a Barca stint under.
Yeah,
like, you know
dude.
Like,
who the fuck are you? I've won Champions League, son. Yeah. Word up. Let's
Neymar video and shit, and he's like, "How about that we watched last year's video? Where were you?"
Yeah.
Huh?
Exactly.
Huh?
All right, man. Let's link up with the midfield. All right, man. Midfield 4. We're gonna start a little bit different. Normally we do Premier League. We're gonna start with Champions League because this is the quarterfinals and there's some big results to talk about. But we're gonna start at the bottom of these results.
Yeah. Go.
Sevilla hosting Bayern. Bayern come right on time.
I ain't got time for your PSG.
Bayern 2-1 over Sevilla. Sevilla, they're kind of salty not to have more from this.
Yeah, but that's the style they play. And if you look at how Bayern played them, they actually played them a lot better than Manchester United. Like, Sevilla needs the 22 shots, apparently, because Bayern held them to 9 shots at home. And, you know, like, they went at it. The game was pretty good. The Bayern Munich had almost 60% in Seville. Jesus on Orthodox Easter weekend fucked up his team.
Bayern with almost 2 own goals. The second one was not considered.
Dude, Man City had like I think they fucked with Kaiser Sose or something last week. That's the kind of shit week they had. Anybody that was associated with them, Jesus Navas in Spain on goal. Like, yeah. I'm telling you, like somebody like Kaiser Sose is just eliminated on Man City things for a week.
You say your soul to the devil, man. You gotta pay him. You gotta pay him at some point, man. Oh man, but Bayern with some scrappy play, man. Ribéry's still out there. That dude.
Still balling too, assist.
Yeah, still balling, man. Right?
He got the assist on the dubious goal.
On the own goal, right?
On the Thiago goal. But like,
and he was the guy on making the shot for the own goal.
My favorite office in all of England is the dubious goals committee.
The dubious goals. The dubious guy.
Like, is that next door to the Minister of Funny Walks?
Dubious goals. So Bayern get 2 away goals in this matchup. Actually, you know what? Considering that this was the one matchup that everybody looked at and was like, oh, Bayern is going to beat the shit out of Sevilla. Does Sevilla stand a chance?
Depending on what happens early in the game, yes, they do stand a chance. They didn't get steamrolled like boys Besiktas from Turkey in the last round, and they didn't completely come undone. But it's just this unpredictable.
they just been mailing the fucking league in, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're talking a little bit about their nosedive, but yeah, they're just they really feel like they have a better chance of beating Bayern Munich than they
I'm glad you said that.
Of, like, league games, and I'm like,
I'm glad you said that because I've been feeling the same way. I was like, do they really think they have
like,
more of a chance in Champions League than?
I don't know what it is, but it's like this captivating insanity. Like, I can't look away. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that they play on the same game as the Juventus Real Madrid because that one's done.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to see what happens because I have no clue. Sevilla is that unpredictable. They might come out and score 3 in the first half.
So, yeah, well, no doubt. What's your prediction for it? Bayern through?
Yeah, Bayern through with a win. Probably
at home. Yeah,
3-1,
fuck yeah.
Maybe 4-1 actually. But I'm hoping I'm completely wrong on this and Sevilla just come and cause pandemonium.
That would be awesome. Bayern with the Bundesliga victory, this Bundesliga title this weekend, by the way.
I know, they played like Schnitzel FC or something.
Schnitzel FC. Alright, he just alluded to it that same day. We got a treat from Shairani, we've been calling him, man. Real Madrid away to Juventus. And they just stuck it to fucking Juve, man.
Dude,
Ronaldo
Juventus
show
is fast turning into, like, this version of Juventus is fast turning into the Buffalo Bills. And
for real.
They just keep getting fucked up close to the to the wind. Like, Real, I don't know how to say this. I don't know if there's any way, whatever, but they dick slapped him.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Yeah.
Ronaldo just completely.
And then they came undone. On top of all that, Juventus like kind of came up. I don't know what Dybala was
I
doing.
told you at the beginning of the season they need to move Dybala's locker away from Higuain because now every time there's a big moment, he's getting sent off. He's doing fucked up shit.
Dude,
Like,
oddly, he looked like he was trying to get sent off.
dude, he looked shook from the beginning. Like, it was weird.
It's like, I don't want to play in this game. Fuck this.
Like, he knew they would lose, I think. The last time they played,
Yeah.
he got slapped by Bonucci.
Got slapped by
So
Bonucci
maybe
at
it's
half.
maybe it's
Yeah.
PTSD. He saw those colors. He remembered the slappage.
Oh man. But either way, like we were saying, man, the Ronaldo show, the first goal was awesome. Like his movement on that, he just came. I always being a basketball guy growing up, I always wonder in football why people don't come to the ball more. Like I'm pretty sure it's coached like that, but I just see so many people like they're kind of waiting, like, oh, the ball's coming to me, and then somebody invariably goes and intercepts or whatever. But he came to the ball. He came to meet that dude, and there's a lovely flick for that first goal.
Oh yeah, but nobody in the world will ever remember it.
I know, because he followed that up with some hustle play before this. Some hustle play. And who gave that assist? Was that was off on the right? Was that
Lucas, I think.
Was it Lucas?
But
It's not every week that you score a bicycle kick on GG in Champions League at Juventus and get the standing O from the Juventus crowd.
yes, Juve people appreciated it, especially because he just put them out of their misery, and they could just concentrate on beating broke-ass Napoli now.
Yeah.
Like, they understood that even if they beat Real, like, it's still a murderer's row left. Like, this Juventus team is not a Champions League champion team. It's time for them to go home.
Yeah. Nah. If they, I just don't think there's no way they can turn this around at the Bernabeu. Dybala with the red card, so he's not playing this coming match. Like you said, I feel like it's over.
Marcelo and
Marcelo's goal was nice too.
first of all, wicked goal, but like Marcelo and Carvajal, on the other side they had like Asamoah and Benatia. They completely like
can't keep up with that speed, man.
it was not comparable. Like the team speed, like even in the midfield, the way they would move it around and stuff, it was just Juve's not on that level.
Obviously not. A 3-0, gave up 3 away goals. Game, set, match. Moving on to Wednesday's games. Starting at the other La Liga team, it was a little bit La Liga Serie A matchup. Barcelona hosting Roma. This went Barcelona's way, but this was a valiant effort by Roma. I didn't think they got ran out the box or anything.
They did not. They performed good, but at the same time, it's hard when you keep running into the blade.
2 own goals, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have been great if I didn't cut myself up on like the Rossi goal, the own goal. That one was a messy goal. Like,
Yeah, he was going to put that in.
it was a last ditch thing. Like, he tried, and it ended up, because of the power, it went in. But that's all he could do. It wasn't a brain fart. I'm sure he knew the odds, but like, he just had to stick a leg out. And even scoring on your own goal is sometimes better than Messi scoring.
Yep.
Because imagine the way they were playing with all those own goals. If Messi got like 1 goal and just like explode on their asshole.
Barcelona less than stellar, but still came away 4-1.
I like the formation. They played a really nice team, and they haven't really played in that formation. I mean, in that formation and that team a lot. So it's gonna take some getting used to. But I like Sergio Roberto as a right-sided midfielder.
Yeah, you're a Roberto fan. He's nice.
And I like Semedo, who I'm also a fan of, and that allows him to play too. I think they're both, like, this is what I'm saying. I think that when you see subs like Andre Gomez and Denis Suarez on a team, and because we have too many right backs, like, when I don't think he's a spectacular player, but I think that if Semedo, who's a great right back, plays, there's no reason this kid should be on the bench. He should just take the midfield position.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. He's definitely one of their best 11.
So versatile, too. He's played in so many positions.
He is. The only critique that I would have of him is just, and whether it's a positioning thing, is that he sometimes he just, what's the word? He's just kind of out there. He's not contributing much, not doing much. He's not fucking up a lot. You know what I mean? But, and maybe that's systematic. Maybe that's, sometimes he doesn't imprint himself enough on the game, for me.
He hasn't played in his preferred position.
He's midfield, right?
Yeah, he's like this was the first game that he played in that position in a long time. And yeah, as a right back, he's not, because he's just playing there out of position, and he's not as fast as somebody like Semedo. He's not supposed to be. But the fact that he's making that happen.
No doubt. The kid is talented.
And pushing a guy that's a natural right back, actually starting for Portugal, and this guy has benched him, is impressive. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No doubt. So Barcelona head to Rome this week. How do you feel about that return? Any chance for Roma?
There's always a chance, but
a 3-0. That would be that would be shocking.
Yeah,
that would be
I would
shocking.
be shocked. Yeah, let's put it that way. I would be surprised.
That would be about as fucking shocked as Manchester City were after 45 minutes at Anfield.
No, more shocking, because Roma and Barca, the gap is much bigger than the Reds and City.
So after having their bus destroyed on the way to the field, they show up and get destroyed.
Yeah, man. They got them, like...
Dude, 0 shots on goal. 0 shots on goal for Manchester City.
That's fucking hilarious. But they came to the Liverpool game like it was just a Liverpool game. They didn't recognize like the legend of like Champions Leagues at Anfield. Like those are what they're known for. They're not known for like jumping up and down when they're playing EPL games.
Yeah.
You know? And when they just came like it was a Tuesday and they were just gonna play a regular.
And Pep was
EPL
like, I didn't know they were gonna do that.
Yeah, and like those, like they were like it looked like downtown Fallujah up in there.
For real, it was all types of smoke and it was crazy, man.
Tossed at them, like, ooh, they went to Shaolin or something.
Yeah, for real, dude. So I respect that nobody used it as an excuse, but you can't say that didn't have an effect. Like on some subconscious level,
especially on a Pep team that is, as we see over the course of years, when you go at them, are a soft team, and let alone like dealing with this kind of shit off the field before they come in, like they're the big bully. Like whenever guys are physicaling them and like getting in their faces, they back down. So more so than the Manchester game, even outside of what we're talking about now, I still feel like this was more of a tactical thing as well. Yes, it's a matchup thing.
And I got in my notes that, man, Pep fucked around and changed his shape for this. He did like the Mourinho and had two.
Yeah, the double pivot.
Yeah, the double pivot,
the defense,
which I don't think he's done all year. He did this out of respect for the way that they were fucking ransacked them back in January, and they still got ransacked. Sané, awful. Walker, awful. Gundogan, awful. Like,
Liverpool doesn't rotate their squad much.
No, they don't.
But one thing they do know is where everybody's going to be, because that team,
Yep.
that's not the team you want to just,
Let's do some new shit. Yeah, let's do some new shit. Nah, I didn't think so.
And you should have played, you should have had some sort of game plan to slow them down. And Bobby Firmino and how he plays that false nine for Liverpool completely fucks up Manchester City's game
does.
plan. Fernandinho doesn't know what to do with him. The defenders don't know whether they should step up. It just completely causes pandemonium in there.
And he just opened it for everybody else. That's really what he's doing.
When he's had a lot of goals this season, but that's not what I would the credit should go for. It's Mane. Has not been that good, but if you look at him in this game, he balled out.
He balled, yep.
And Mo on the other side are playing one-on-ones because of this guy's fucking just
apparently
running. His positioning, his running, the way he harasses is really the heart of the team. Mo is the superstar of the team, but I think that the Bobby Firmino style is what drives them.
Shout out to Ox too, because he had a goal in the January game.
Spectacular goal.
And I watched it, and as soon as I saw him gather himself, I was like, goal. Mm-hmm. I was like, fuck. All the time, dude. All the time. And I guess the other thing that surprised me about this game was...
all he scores against?
The what? City? Ox.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean?
He's not prolific. I don't see him scoring against many other people.
No, not at all, dude. But I guess the other thing that surprised is you know how Liverpool presses, and you know that that's their game plan. You knew that coming in, Pep. And you would have figured all week, all you would have been working on was quick pass, pass quick, get that shit. You know where you're going before the ball even comes to you. And they still couldn't do it. They still couldn't deal with the press. I'm not hopeful for the return leg.
Another thing that this game showed me is that Kun Agüero, even though he's very, 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 he's one of the most disrespected players out there by his coach, by the press, everything, but he corrects errors. If you put him in this game, he scores a fucking goal. They didn't have him, but what I'm saying is, as much as we talk about formations and styles and all this shit,
and I think you're totally right.
Yeah.
Because even when he got in the United game, it changed for City. All of a sudden, City got dangerous again.
Yeah.
It was oh, dude.
People talk about all these other guys, but in terms of consistently scoring for a club, he's a legend, and I don't City. Jesus might get there one day, but right now
he offers nothing even close.
But what I'm saying is, he's just a guy right now. He's a fucking jag.
Mm-hmm.
He had a nice stretch at the beginning of his career that actually shifted people's expectations of him.
Mm-hmm.
That they need to be more patient.
Yep.
And he's nice, but there's a long way to go. And
he was helpless in this game.
Don't be surprised if they're in the market for a big time striker in the summer.
I think they have to be, because I don't think 2 is enough.
I don't think they have to.
They don't have to.
No, what I'm saying is I don't neither Aguero is a number 9. Jesus is a good forward, but we don't know for sure if he's a number 9 yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
what I'm saying is pure, we know it, a professional number 9 to back up Kun Aguero, I think would really go a long way.
Absolutely. No, I agree.
Might even open up shit for Jesus to do other things. This is why I don't understand why they don't play them together.
Play the 2 up top.
That striker and he floats.
Yep. Well, we'll see. What do you got for the return leg? What do you think? How do you see it?
A lot could actually happen. It depends on, I keep saying this, but early in the game. If Liverpool come out and go at them, at City, and get an early goal...
Oh, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's not just going to be a rap, though. Like, it's going to look disgusting because City's going to say it's a rap, and Liverpool is going to be so happy they're going to keep going, and it might get ugly. So it is in City's interest to actually stay in this game.
I hope Pep goes back to. I mean, fuck that. Fuck the new formation and respecting Liverpool. Like, what happened to the back line? Like, you can still test that back line, dude.
Aguero's back for this.
Aguero's
game,
starting
so,
this game,
yeah,
definitely.
He has to start the game.
And I hope he runs one pivot. And honestly, I need to see Bernardo start this game.
Bernardo deserves, like, every time he's played this season, he's been spectacular. He deserves a much bigger role.
All I could also hope is that Sané, is due for a good game because the past two have been trash. And he's been awesome this second half of the year. Like, awesome.
Yep, another guy that could have been rotated. I think that his and KDB's
Agreed.
form, I think that Pep has accountability for. Like, his rotation strategy. Like, I would give back this big lead in the league and have a smaller league. If you could have, like,
a 2-2.
I'm saying something. Like, this is...
Agreed. I would gladly take that. All right, man. That's it. That's the Champions League. Excitement. Tuesday and Wednesday game. We will know quarterfinals or semifinals come Friday. We're going to cover Europa League at the end of this section. We're going to move on to Premier League roundup and start you off with the other derby that happened on Saturday, and that was Everton-Liverpool. Oh, fascinating 0-0.
Yeah.
That was Big Sam's plan all along. Klopp rested a few players.
Yeah, Klopp rested quite a few players, actually.
He played Milner, though.
Yeah, I know.
Who actually
creative hub.
Who fucking worked out on fucking City. But go ahead.
Yeah. They had rested Mane and Mo and Bobby Firmino. Firmino came on later as a sub.
Yep.
I don't know why, but it's good he got a little run out for 20 minutes or so to stay fresh.
Yep.
But they had no interest in this game. This is the game that they decided, fuck second place, let Manchester United have it if they
What does it matter? Yeah, who cares? We're top four. We're good there. And we want
Everton, kind of the same thing. They're somewhere where they don't want to move anywhere. So they're like, oh, you want the tie?
Yeah, I had no problem with Everton's game plan. They sat back for 70 minutes. They went for it at the end. Just couldn't do it. So be it.
Sigurdsson, as soon as he started playing, got injured. He's done for the season. Rooney, I knew what Big Sam was going for when he pulled Rooney. First of all, why does he play him so deep? He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the gas these days to run that much.
The other thing I was going to say was, if that was your plan, why'd you even start him? Bring him on late.
Yeah, because he can't do it for 90.
Hell no.
And
he told reportedly
one of the premier finishers in the Premier League's history. I would say keep him as a sub.
Just
and
put him up there.
Him in and then put him up closer.
Put him up top so he ain't got to run a bunch.
And also, what's the point of having him play if he's not taking shots on target?
Exactly.
That's his skill set.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So that was what I woke up to Saturday morning.
Right the fuck back sleep.
I sure wanted to. West Brom hosting Swans in a relegation battle. Not really, only for the Swans. West Brom probably deserved a little bit more from this game. A 1-1 draw.
Yeah, Jay Rodriguez scores, Tammy Abraham scores. There was a lot of toe-to-toe with some shit teams this weekend in the Premier League. This one kind of takes the cake because these points helped nobody.
No, not at all. Swans do rescue a point. Also, speaking of relegation, Stoke hosted Tottenham and took a 2-1 loss. Eriksen with 2 goals that I thought Kane was claiming the second one.
Yeah, and the team is saying that they're going to appeal to the dubious goals committee again and try to get him the goals so that they can catch Mo Salah. And I'm like...
Fuck out of here, man.
Exactly,
trying to win something. Got to win a trophy. even if it's the golden boot. Fuck it.
All these Instagrams earlier in the season with the fucking top scoring awards, now it seems funny. It's okay, so that's what you're about.
All 3 goals in 10 minutes.
And it's I understand the dubious goals when it's deemed an offside, own goal, and you feel it's yours. That makes sense,
Yep.
But if his homeboy got it,
then you just give it to him. Fuck out of here, man.
Split the goal bonus and have fun. Go out tonight.
Exactly. Tottenham getting that iron grip on the top four. Bournemouth hosting Palace in a semi-relegation battle, even though Bournemouth are kind of out of that. 2-2 draw, 89th minute, Joshua King with the goal. Man, Palace really needed that 3 points. They're in bad shape right now.
Yeah, Southampton is keeping them alive. They're playing terribly.
Pretty much.
Crystal Palace, Zaha being back couldn't have come at a better time. They're basically in trouble because all the games that he missed, they were not in. And now he's back, he's scoring, they're getting 1 point here, 3 points there.
Zaha hadn't scored in like 11 games.
Yeah, but his movement and
always, for sure.
Like
they're nothing without
team,
him.
Yeah.
They're nothing without him.
Even Townsend plays when Zaha's playing. Like when Zaha's out, like you don't see Andros Townsend do shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Zaha's splitting them to one wing, like the kid goes nuts on the other side. Like it's weird.
So what do you get when you get two counter-attacking teams playing each other? You get Leicester hosting Newcastle. 2-1 Newcastle. Rafa.
Voldemort. Fucking John Joe Shelby.
ASAP Shelby.
He fucking had a peach of a goal. Like that was a beautiful finish. Schmeichel kind of fucked him up too on the game. I mean, Leicester. Like,
Yeah.
But Jose Perez and Shelby and Vardy makes his stand for England late in the game.
Yeah,
Not
late
for
in the
Leicester.
game, but
That was not a goal for Leicester. That was for England.
that was for England.
That's to go to Russia.
That's for the Queen.
For the Queen's culture.
For the Queen. Mid-table battle. Watford hosting Burnley. Burnley doing the damn thing here.
The battle of the early starters this season. You remember at the beginning of the season, these were the two teams that were doing everything
on the cusp of the top four or whatever.
Oh my
Burnley,
God.
though, shout out to Burnley, though. Fuck, they're still...
Because they did it with like 4 players. Like that team is a championship team. Like if you look at the guys. But anyways, they fuck up Watford away 2-1 between Jack Cork and Folks.
Yep. What up, folks?
Yeah, man.
Word up.
I called it the battle of the good bad teams.
Word up. Yeah, Burnley came away with all 3. There was one other game Saturday, but we already talked about that, and we will not revisit that.
No, we can.
Sunday. Sunday, Arsenal Southampton. Arsenal concede first, of course, and then they bring 2 of them back before halftime. And an odd thing happened on the way to the Palladium or to the whatever the
Forum.
fuck, to the Forum. Yeah, thank you. Welbeck with the brace. Welbeck actually scores.
With the brace and the assist.
Oh yeah.
So,
Balled out. Southampton doing their best to get relegated.
Yeah, the go-ahead goal for the 2-1. And then, for the 2-1, and then after it got tied at 2-2, he won the go-ahead goal again. So, technically, Welbeck scored 2 winners in this game.
No doubt.
Arsenal just didn't hear, man.
Somebody who has not been winning has been Antonio Conte. And Chelsea at home in a North London derby to West Ham fucking walk away with a point. Chicharito.
Chelsea is going to have nightmares about this kid Chicharito. He's been fucking him up since his Manchester United days. He has so many goals against him at the post-game.
He doesn't do shit against anybody else, man.
It's hard to do a lot
Unless
against
he's
anybody when you're playing in West Ham, dude.
I already know.
There's not much structure out there.
And Chicharito just sounds like some...
The little P.
That's what it says? That's what it means? Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Word up. So, top 4 stands as City, United, Liverpool, Tottenham.
Stay that way.
It's going to stay that way. I could see that. I could see Tottenham passing Liverpool. But that's about it. Chelsea getting crept on by Arsenal. They're only 3 points away. I don't think that'll happen, but that would be awful for Chelsea to finish in 6th place. It would be joyful for me, but
they're the same. 5th and 6th are the same also.
Might as well. They're both going to Europe. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think that finishing 5th is going to be any less disastrous for Chelsea.
And unless you got friends that are like Arsenal fans or some shit. It's just a shit talking thing, man. Like, you want to finish.
Dude, if you're Chelsea and you're finishing 5th, like, there's not much shit talking you're about to do.
Well, if you're Arsenal, you can talk a little bit more. You really can't talk no shit. Anyway, man, we're splitting hairs over nothing, over 2 losing teams. Relegation, West Brom, Stoke, and Southampton. Still, they're all doing their best to stay down. and the Golden Boot, Salah 29, Kane 24, Aguero 21 still. That's
I think the
EPL.
is going to give Kane half of the goals. So it's going to be like a 24 and a half.
Fuck out of here, man.
Bitch.
La Liga.
Okay.
Chill out.
Okay.
Round up. La Liga. Friday, Deportivo and Malaga. That's a pretty exciting game there, man, for some lower table.
Depor.
Yeah, 3-2.
I call this the Battle of the Dead. They're both going down. But it was a fun game. Depor comes out with a win. It was nice to see Clarence Seedorf get a win, because we probably won't see him get another win for another 12 games or so.
Yeah, man. Saturday. That was Friday's game. Saturday starts off with Alaves Getafe. Alaves with the surprise here.
Yeah.
2-0.
An airport scored in this game. La Guardia.
LaGuardia.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
And, ex-Barca player Munir El Haddadi.
Hadidi.
Munir.
Thank
He
you.
scored a goal. He rarely does that. He's known for scoring 1 or 2 a season. Prolific.
Word up. Celta Vigo Mortensen just fucking brought the sword and chopped up Sevilla, man. 4-0. What the fuck, Sevilla?
Dude, they ass passed them all over the place, man.
Ass pass.
He had a hat trick. He had to go ass pass. And Sevilla, just like we were talking about earlier, it looked like they just feel, why run around? We gotta go to Germany.
We got Champions League. What?
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking La Liga. Come on,
Go
son.
ahead, ass pass. We're playing against Ribery. I need my energy.
Real Betis hosting Eibar come away with the 2-0, and this puts Real Betis in 5th place, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Yes,
Fifth.
Real Betis comes into 5th place, and at the same weekend that Sevilla drop out of European contention, that makes it extra sweet for Real Betis, because those two teams hate each other.
That's their regional
Yes, Betis,
rival.
not even regional, city. Betis of Sevilla.
Oh, same city. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like they're just different sides of the city. Betis is more the people's team, actually.
Got you. And then the other game that day was a fun little ditty by Messi the God. Barcelona 3-1 over Leganés.
Dude.
Messi, full.
And Messi, Messi, just that. Ooh.
Yeah. Hat
Yeah.
tricky.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah,
up 3 of them. They remain undefeated.
Free kick, just showing you a variety of goals, just fucking people up,
Mm-hmm.
and making all the other guys look nice. Dembele getting assists, Coutinho getting assists, like
It goes without saying, but like enjoy Messi, man, while he's still playing, dude. Please, if you haven't already.
dude. That
Glad I
free
started.
kick, if
Yeah.
anybody else hit it,
Was that
we'll be
6?
talking about it for like the whole week.
There's like six free kick goals this
First
year.
time since Ronaldinho that somebody has that over a season.
Really, 6 of them? Wow, no doubt.
Direct free kick goals, yes.
Sunday, Levante 2-1 over Las Palmas. That's a win in
That
stoppage
goal
time.
for each red card they had. When they got the
I was just
red
gonna say.
card was because they were dancing on their graves. Levante basically saved themselves by beating the shit out of this team, and they were so like it was a tough game. But like yeah, the excessive celebration is the second yellow on one of the like it was just a nuts.
2
game.
red
They were
cards,
such
peace.
assholes.
Yep.
They asshole the way out of there. They're like, you going down.
Down. Real Sociedad beat the shit out of Girona as well. 5-0.
Yeah, ex-Real Madrid youth that was supposed to be somebody. Sergio Canales had the opening goal, and then Adnan Januzaj, ex of Manchester United, Dortmund, and Stoke. He had a goal, and then Oyarzabal had a double, and then one me, not one you, but one me.
One me.
Scored the 5th goal, and
One me?
Girona is in that position, like kind of like Everton, like they're not going anywhere, so they've kind of checked out. It seems like.
Which is a shame. They were creeping on Europe, but you're right. They're still 3 points back.
I think if there was like less teams around them in the European competition, they'd have stayed in it. But like now, it's becoming like a.
Well,
Villarreal got dragged into it. Sevilla's there. Betis is
Betis,
there. Like,
yeah.
It's getting a little like much for a team that was just made like a week ago.
Man, and Sevilla keeps mailing it in, though.
Interesting thing about this week: 8 of the 9 games were won by the home team, and the 9th game was the Madrid derby.
Damn, no doubt. Interesting. Final game of Sunday was Valencia with a 1-0 over Espanyol. They scored in the 7th minute. Rodrigo.
I want to talk to Nate Silver about Valencia because they fuck analytics.
Like 3 shots or something.
Like every game, like the possession, the shot attempts, the tackles, the corners, they have less than their opponents. And yet, Rodrigo, Zaza, somebody, Danny Parejo, like they just get that 1-0, that 2-1, and they're getting, like, now they're fucking better than Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Madrid is dominating people with like 30, 40 shots to get their wins, and these guys are doing it with like 2.
I know their goal difference is like +9 or something.
They're happy with that. They're like, at least they're not negative.
Yeah, exactly. Today, Villarreal took a major L to Bilbao, 3-1. So
Villarreal, man, fuck them.
Yeah, they've just been on a nosedive, a submarine dive.
Best goal scorer in the middle of a fucking season to China and acting like nothing happened, huh? Now you're catching up to you.
Top 4: Barcelona, Atleti, Valencia, Real Madrid. Barcelona is up by 11 points and still remain undefeated. Real Betis, Villarreal, and Sevilla round out the top 7. Relegation is Malaga, Las Palmas, Deportivo. Like we said, that seems pretty much done. And Messi, top goal scorer, 29. Ronaldo, 23. Suarez, 22. Final midfield section, Europa League review, preview. Red Bull, Olympic Marseille. Red Bull took a major fucking L. Of Leipzig, you're right. Got to mention that because there's 2. They also want to mention they just got their ass whooped today, 4-1 by Leverkusen. So Leverkusen moves up there in the Bundesliga table.
Leverkusen drank their Red Bull.
Must have, dude.
I drink your milkshake.
So was that the Red Bull has wings celebration that Werner did when he scored? Did you see it, dude?
That was his I'm flying away at the end of the season celebration.
The fuck up out of here.
Yeah. Wu-Tang.
But they went from
financials.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. But Marseille went from having a corner to giving up a counter attack goal at the end of stoppage time in the first half.
Yeah,
and that was all she wrote.
One of the premier counter-attacking, like designed to counter-attack teams out there is RB, and the assist was from Emil Forsberg to Timo Werner, and them two and
Forsberg ball
are actually 3 of the brightest stars in Europe right now, and like when they click, it's wicked to watch.
No doubt. How do you see second? It's wide open. I think you're going to play at Marseille.
Second leg is I can't call it.
No, 1-0 definitely can. It's tough to play in the what kind of palindrome, right? Velodrome. Man, I just want to call it anything but what it is. Yeah. Arsenal, CSKA, beat that ass. Arsenal 4-1.
CSKA tried to make it interesting for a second, but Ramzinho was having none of it.
Nah, the brace from Lacazette too. This game was 4-1 after 35 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Fun.
But that back heel volley thing that Ramsey did.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Ball out, Ramsey. Shout out. Atleti, Sporting Lisbon. Just awful fucking defending here by Lisbon.
It just started off a loss.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
2-0 Atleti.
Koke fucks them up in the first minute.
Acosta with the assist, and Griezmann.
And then Tony G.
Off a horrible Jeremy Mathieu.
Yep.
Miscue. Terrible dude.
Yep, glad he's not in fucking Barca.
Yeah, and then huge save by Oblak in the 90th minute, man. They kept it blank for them. Like that probably they should have pulled that away goal back, but they didn't. And I do not see Sporting really having a chance.
Tony G did the Fortnite celebration on them too, by the way.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
These youngsters in their video games, man. God.
Dude, but like, can you imagine people scoring goals and doing the take the L dance now?
Yeah.
Tony G about to get slapped.
Likes. Fun game here, man. Lazio, Red Bull Salzburg. This was 4-2, but this was pulled back twice by Salzburg.
Yes, late Felipe Anderson goal, and then like Ciro Immobile scores towards the end. But like Felipe Anderson is the one that turned the game after Salzburg had fought back twice.
Yeah.
Lulic and Parolo had got it started, but like Felipe Anderson puts them away, and I think
Marco Parolo with the back heel, dude.
yeah,
Nice
the
fucking
second
goal.
goal that they had was Marco Parolo with the back heel.
Marco
I think
Parolo. Marco.
That's what happened. They couldn't find
Parolo drinking Barolo. Go ahead, man.
Scoring back heels though.
Yeah. Freestyle shit.
Salzburg is still in it in the second leg though. Those 2 away goals is really big, and Lazio, they have this way of like playing like and getting these results in the Europa.
Sure
and I
do.
think it's going to catch up with them at some point. So Salzburg, if they can keep Lazio, like they might
Sneak
actually
a 2-0.
Yeah.
You can do that. But either way, if it were to end up being, Arsenal, Atleti, Lazio, and either RB or Marseille, that's a pretty cool Final Four for a Europa League.
The Europa semifinals, like adding the Champions League incentive really helped the tournament, and a lot of people put out strong teams. And the Europa is actually, when you watch a team get beat or win in the Europa, we actually judge it much better now than we used to. A couple of seasons ago, you're like, yeah, who cares? It's
Yeah, who
Thursday.
gives a
At least
fuck?
it goes
Yeah,
home.
what are you
But,
playing for? Yeah.
now it's that backdoor Champions League is big,
Yep. Word up. Let's loft it over the top to our forwards. Hit you with the D4G award section, man. Prestigious and egregious. This week, our dude of the week goes to...
We're going to give it to Paul Ladib Pogba.
Pogba balled the fuck out, and you gotta respect that. Like we talked a while back. I mean, this might have been off tape, but we were like, man, just looking for that dude to have that one signature moment, like to come in and take over a game against a real opponent. And it's probably the first time I've seen him really, really do it in Premier League.
The moment was that tackle on KDB.
Yeah.
Like, that's when he showed up, like, I'm here.
That shit got chippy. That got chippy.
That was good. I liked it. Paul Pogba got a lot of shit this season. You're misunderstood. You also don't run as much as you need to. You are fucking talented. Big up.
No doubt. Dude of the week, man. I think this is the most obvious goal we might have given out all year. Goal of the week.
It was actually a week of very, very beautiful goals.
Some nice
Ronaldo
goals.
Takes it easily because of the bicycle kick and the air on that bicycle kick. It was a fucking big jump.
That was ridiculous.
But finalist, Messi free kick, Ramzinho back heel. Like,
The Parolo back heel was nice,
back
yeah.
heel, and
There was a couple other ones.
yeah, there was a
good week.
A week of good goals.
And tell us, Sir Solomon, what happened this week?
We talked about Sporting Lisbon earlier, Sporting CP of Portugal. Reading here from our good friends at Bleacher Report. Sporting CP President Bruno de Carvalho has reportedly suspended 19 of the team's first-team players after they suffered a 2-0 defeat to Atletico Madrid in the first leg of the UEFA Cup. So these players came out, and he came out in criticism of certain players following their defeat. They came out and talked about him and the message that they put out. Everybody supported, and he said any player that retweets it is gonna get suspended. So like 19 players retweeted it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're
You
saying
can't
like this
stop
might.
the people.
So after suspending 19 players, Sporting only have 6 first-team players available for Monday's game against Pacos. Bash Dust, the only player involved last night that doesn't have a public Instagram or Facebook account, remains the only regular starter unsuspended by his own fucking team.
Brilliant.
What the fuck happened?
Brilliant. Oh my god, dude. Cut your nose off. Spite your face. Word
He
up.
showed him.
No, word up, man. Fascinating. All right, man. Upcoming next week, Premier League. Tottenham hosting Manchester City.
Exciting. Actually, if you look at a lot of the games coming up this next couple of weeks is fucking drool fest.
I'm going to also start mentioning a few other games that we maybe wouldn't because they're relevant to the title races.
Yes.
So Barcelona hosting Valencia. Sevilla and Villarreal. that's like more of a
European.
European battle.
That should be a good game.
Atleti hosting Levante.
Yes.
And Malaga hosting Madrid.
That one did not deserve mention.
Probably not, but we make it a point to...
That is the game that Ronaldo catches Messi. And,
6 goals.
Scoring.
6 goals. No, I want to play all 90s, Adon. All 90.
They're pressing. You need to put me on. Coach.
They're
It's a
pressing.
big game. Like, why, Ronnie? I have to come on. He's gonna dive onto the field.
Oh, shit, man. Serie A. Lazio. The biggest game is probably... I don't know. Well, most evenly matched game. Lazio Roma.
Yeah, the Serie A has a lot of good games this weekend, actually, because they have the Lazio Roma and then they have AC Milan.
AC Napoli, yeah.
Yeah.
So AC could spoil that party for Napoli, and Chris and Juventus a little bit earlier, and Juventus is at home to Sampdoria, which are not a bad team.
Sampdoria has been a good team, but they're a very small squad, and as the season progressed, they've fallen off. But until like January, close to like mid-January, they were one of the like Inter Roma, whatever. You know,
Yeah. Now they're up there. Yep.
Group, but like they can hang just because they don't have guys.
Yep. Bundesliga still has games that matter. Frankfurt.
Not the game, but yeah.
Yeah. Frankfurt hosting Leverkusen, and that's even bigger now that Leverkusen won. This is definitely a top 4 battle for, or has consequences of top 4 for both of these teams.
Both big clubs that are just like financially stricken and have struggled for a while. So
Yep.
Frankfurt, Leverkusen, Dortmund, Schalke, like these kind of teams being good is good for the German league.
And
like,
to that, Schalke hosting Dortmund, so battle for second place.
yes, sir.
Dortmund looking a little bit up since they're thrashing at the hands of Bayern Munich. League One, as mentioned earlier, PSG hosting Monaco.
Yes, sir. I'm hoping for a Monaco just to fuck
Me
up
too.
their, just to tarnish their cup just a little bit.
Keep the comedy coming, man. Keep the
Yeah.
comedy coming. And since I mentioned earlier in the year, I will always mention when Angers plays nice.
Yes. Angers does play nice. Plie for Nice has been having a magnificent season. Balotelli's doing his thing. I wonder where Balotelli's going to be next year.
Considering how awful they were at the beginning of the year, Nice kind of turned it around.
They did no preparation.
Yeah.
Like after last year, how they went, and they actually were ahead of schedule. How well they performed last season, and instead of building on it, they fucked up the Serie transfer, and they were generally just not prepared for the season.
I think Balotelli's still there next year. Actually, I just don't think you're not going to see him in
I hope so.
Italy or England.
Nothing about Mario would surprise me though. Like,
It's true.
you know,
It's true.
he might go to Turkey. He might be
Sign for West Ham or some shit.
He might beat up the owners.
And that match is in the books. Diving for Glory, episode 33. That's what it is. As always, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate anyone who takes the time to check us out. Don't forget, Diving for Glory posts every Monday. Check us on iTunes and divingforglory.com. Now you can also find us on YouTube, video D4G coming. Follow us on Twitter at Diving for Glory and Facebook as well. Follow it, hashtag it, like it, get at us. Until next week, Corsiola, Solomon,
We out.
match.
Diving. This way
man. There's nothing more to say.
Dive into glory.